post-WrestleMania interview. So let's play this for Hulk Hogan now. He is on the line. I want to play this for him because we've been talking about it for months. He completely loses his mind. I don't know what the heck he's talking about, but it's very entertaining. Here it is, Hulk Hogan at one of the WrestleManias.
Have you seen the fear in all those little Hulksters? They realize that when I get Andre the Giant cinched up in the launch position, when I slam him through the Trump Plaza, brother, from New York down to Tampa, Florida, the fault line is going to break off. And as Andre the Giant falls into the ocean, as my next two opponents fall to the ocean floor and I pin him, so will Donald Trump and all the Hulkamaniacs. But as Donald Trump hangs onto the top of the Trump Plaza with his family under his other arm, as they sink to the bottom of the sea, thank God Donald Trump's a Hulkamaniac. He'll know enough to let go of his materialistic possessions, hang on to the wife and kids, dog paddle with his life all the way to safety. But Donald, if something happens, you run out of gas, and all those little Hulkamaniacs run out of gas, just hang on to the largest back in the world, and I'll dog paddle us, backstroke all of us to safety.
And at that point, he backstrokes away from Mean Gene Okerlund. Hulk, was this your steroid phase? What the hell are you talking about?
Man, that did sound like a roid rage, didn't it?
What were you talking
about? You know what it really sounded like? It sounded like a money-making interview to me.
That's the only kind you do, isn't it?
Well, back in the day, we had to turn the dial up because the wrestling business was on fire, and it was kind of like everybody was yelling and screaming so much. That was the environment and the temperature of the environment at the time. So, you know, they still have a few larger-than-life characters that are trying to get up to Hulk Hogan speed, but a lot of those good interviews are lost and gone forever now. There's so much scripted stuff.
What would you say is the best one you've ever done? Do you have a personal favorite? All this stuff was ad-libbed, right? You were just going crazy, yelling, screaming. That wasn't written for you.
No, we didn't have writers back in the day. It was pretty much up to the wrestlers to create and be creative as far as storyline and dialogue went. And I had a groove back then, you know, that whole Hulk Hogan and the Hulkamaniac character. I mean, you know, once the cartoon was out with CBS, Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling. I mean, in the cartoon, I could pick up a horse and give him a bath and body slam a Sherman tank. So once that cartoon was on TV, it gave me artistic liberty to really, you know, exaggerate, you know, with the characters and the storylines.
Do you still do any of that stuff? Do you go around your house every once in a while in a bathroom mirror, maybe scare the kids with that sort of thing?
You know, I really don't. I mean, it's kind of like a lost art phase, but every once in a while my wife will say, come on, Dad, you know, do a Hulk Hogan interview for us. And, you know, I can turn the switch on in a second and do it, but it's weird because, you know, it's kind of like if I do that and the fans go crazy, or if I'll make an appearance once in a while on, you know, Monday Night Raw or at one of the wrestling pay-per-views, and I'll do those interviews, it's kind of like once everybody hears it, they go, oh, my God, you know, we got to step up to the plate, or maybe we don't want him doing that anymore because they'll expect that out of all of our wrestlers. It's a real weird situation when I turn the dial up.
Well, if you can turn the dial up whenever you want, turn the switch whenever you want, if it's easy for you, can I be really self-absorbed here and ask you to do a attack on Dan LeBatard in Hulk Hogan mode, or are you nobody's puppet and you will not do what a little piddly radio host asks you to do?
Well, you know, I'm kind of like standing here in a restaurant, and I've got about 60 senior citizens looking at me 10 feet away, so in true idiot form, I'll give you about a 15-second assault. Let me tell you something, Dan. The last thing I want to do is hear your piddly-liddly radio show, you know, talking about my interviews, trying to make it sound like I'm out of my mind, brother, because when I see you, Dirty Dan, I'm going to take you and wash your face in the frying pan, brother. But it's that easy to turn it off and on.
How are the old people doing with that?
I only did that half volume. They really didn't. I don't think I made any hearing aids squeal today, so.
Wrestling beat you up pretty good, didn't it?
Yeah, you know, that's the one thing that people don't understand is, you know, the injuries are real, and there's no way to go in there and, you know, put on a good show and actually, you know, wrestle another 300 or 350-pound man without getting hurt. You know, everybody says it's fake, but I've never had a wrestling match where I didn't get hurt in some way, shape, or form. So, I mean, you know, that's okay. I mean, I don't know a lot about, you know, being a brain surgeon or being a radio host, but, you know, everybody seems to have an opinion or know everything there is about wrestling, even though they've never done it.
Hulk Hogan joins us on 790 The Ticket. Do I have my facts wrong here? Wasn't during the trial, during the messy days of wrestling, wasn't it alleged that sometimes that gay sex was exchanged for match results?
That's pretty good. Am I on pump? Where's Ashton Kutcher? Are you kidding me?
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in general.
You got to be kidding me. Where'd you get that crap?
Okay, I thought I read that somewhere. Maybe I'm missing.
You thought you read that?
Yes.
Or you did read it?
I thought I read it. I'm sitting here going by.
You want to do an interview with me, man? Don't play games, man. That's ridiculous.
Who's trying to fool you?
You just said, I thought I read that. It's like I thought I saw your wife at the strip bar. I mean, come on.
Hulk Hogan joins us on 790 The Ticket. Getting agitated. Hogan Knows Best, the second season. What have we done?
More of my song, Dan and Stu, on ESPN Radio.
These texts are amazing. These texts are so good.
I'm mad at you. Send 1-800-Flowers.com for any occasion, or surprise or just because. For exclusive offers, go to 1-800-Flowers.com/ESPN. Do it today. Tune in for NBA action tonight as LeBron and the Heat visit Paul George and the Pacers. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern. Spoiler alert, the Heat win. You can hear it on ESPN Radio and ESPNradio.com, and also see it on ESPN TV and watch the ESPN app beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern.
If you're just joining us and did not hear what just happened, I think this texter will help explain some of what we just experienced. This text reads, simply enough, not blaming you for any of what just happened.
Yeah, I am, though.
Many people are also blaming me for what just happened. Another texter writes in, flaming bag of poop. Another texter writes in, your show has gone still. So disrespectful, writes someone else. Mike, what's going on with you? Hold on a second. What's going on with Mike? Mike Ryan, what's going on with you and throwing shoes and putting your shirt over your horrified face? Like, what is going on with you? What's going on back there?
Oh, no, there's some other radio things going on that didn't need to be brought up to air, but I thought the interview was excellent. Yeah, I mean, he came across very self-important, and you think with all the things that he's done in his incredible life, accomplished life, that he would learn to be a good radio interview.
Is he mad at us? What do you guys
care?
Okay, I know you don't care.
I know you. Like, I know what you're trying to do there. The tone was just way off.
Yeah. And does anyone else... Now, keep in mind, we pride ourselves on a certain amount of discomfort, even if the discomfort is at my expense, even if I'm in a puddle of my own sweat and dehydrated because of it. Mm-hmm. I really like that dude.